What's going on, everybody?
Yeah!
What is new on this Saturday night? Interesting stuff going on. We got AI pumping recently, doing some interesting things. And I figure I'd blend it together with my beer and Kaspa video on Saturday night. But I don't have a beer. I got me one of these just like a regional shop here in upstate New York from a place called Stewart's. It's a half and half iced tea. And I had one of these things last week after cutting back my caffeine. And I just had like a caffeine surge, and I looked it up, and they have like an insane amount of caffeine. So this guy, I was like, let me look it up and see what type of caffeine they got in it. And it said, so I found this guy saying every time I have a 20-ounce Stewart's iced coffee, I'm literally up all night. It says I have the regular coffee and I can't fall asleep. So yeah, yeah, this is iced coffee though. But yeah, it's just like I found there's like 100 milligrams of caffeine in this branded Stewart's iced tea. So I figure let me get myself a buzz, but it's not going to be alcohol. So we'll see. What's going on, everybody? Yo! What's going on? We are pumping in here, exactly. What's going on, Chris? What's going on? What would be the max Kaspa price coming run, in your opinion? This run-up? Oh, I don't know if it's going to be too much. It's really hard to say what's going to happen in the next couple of months. Because, you know, the pumps from the interest rate cut in November is probably going to be separated from the pumps from the ETFs, because now the ETFs are delayed. So who the hell knows? Might be a little bit more disappointing than expected over the next few months for a few things here and now, not just Kaspa, but I'm sure we're all going to make tons of money. So, my goal or desire, which may get me a lot of hate, is that Kaspa stays really cheap so I can make a lot of money with all these other alts and then buy into some more cheap Kaspa afterwards. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's going to be like, okay, dislike, unsubscribe. God damn it. I want Kaspa to be listed on Binance. Right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Crypto has this, you know, track record. You know, altcoins have this track record of just suddenly pumping 100x out of the blue in, you know, in a bull run, or in a run up, even if this is not going to be the top, and the top is going to be next year or the following year, but we'll see. But who the hell knows what's going to happen? Yeah, Kaspa, yeah. Kaspa shorts about to be liquidated. Yeah, I was talking about this a couple of days back in my live stream about, I mean, not just Kaspa, but just in general. I found so many people, and I showed a whole bunch of tweets, so many people that were, you know, talking about how they think that next week, you know, we're going to have another flash crash again. And I'm like, I'm not seeing it. Usually the opposite happens of what everybody's thinking. So what the market is expecting something, the opposite usually happens. So we've been pumping like crazy recently. Like all of it, like my group, we're doing pretty damn good. We're up on virtual, like Arrow, like across the board. It's been like nonstop AI pumps, right? It's look, giggle. We are now at like 28x in my group. So yeah. Let's put this music a little louder. That's why you guys need to click that link in the description below, man. Let me just lower that music and keep those coins dropping. But yeah, 230 million market cap. We got in, it was like a 9-10 million. Oh my god, dude. Man, these calls are doing good. Still need to be better. They're like we got like in the last 30 days, we probably got like at least 20 new plays, all of them which are technically should be pretty damn good. There's a few high risk ones in there, but I would say a good 10 of them, maybe like a third of them are still below the flash crash date. You know, the previous day. So the flash crash was on October 10th. So, you know, whatever the price was on October 9th. So, which is a good thing, right? In case you guys want to join the group and take a look at some of these plays, you can get in at a low price. But, yeah, let me stop those Bitcoins dropping. Yeah, this has been absolutely amazing. I took a ton of profits on Giggle already when I was at like a 15x and so on, 15, maybe 20x. So I was just taking a bunch of profits and I was like, okay, let me just rotate into another, you know, another couple of tokens. And I did. I transferred some of those earnings into a few others. And one of those other tokens is already pumping. It's one of those gems in my community that I am not going to expose just yet. Just yet. I think we're already up like a 5x on it. So that's why you say pumping. There's too many shorts on Kaspa. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I guess the outcome of the market is usually the opposite of what everybody think is going to be the outcome. So you got to always look at it that way. Don't think about what you think is going to happen. Just think about, you know, just examine what other people think are going to happen and just try to, like, you know, decide whether or not if it's a good idea to do the opposite of all those people. And then you'll probably be doing good. What's going on, Carl? What's going on? Yeah. Yeah, so we're up on Giggle. Giggle was a play that I think it was like in mid-September. Yeah, we had some amazing, phenomenal pumps in September, right? And then things died down in October a little bit and took us a few weeks, and now we're kind of recovering. What other stuff we got going on? This was another one. I think we did like, I don't know, it was like a 15x or maybe a little bit more. Or I think we did a 14x and went back down and then went up to its all-time high again. But there's been so many pumps when it comes to AI tokens. Yeah, Token Bot, ticker symbol Clanker, like an AI agent launchpad, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it. Major pumps on this. So same thing, AI 16Z, a long time play of mine, a very early play of mine. Here's another one, AI XBT. This is why I'm focusing on AI, because just like I've noticed, I've been taking profits, tons and tons of profits on a lot of tokens, and they are by far something to do with AI. Whether it be an AI meme coin, like these guys right here, AI agent launchpad, or some sort of AI, whatever you want to call it, the assistance for AI launch pads and whatever, AI agents and everything you could think of it that has to do with AI, that has AI in the name. It's just been like really crazy. Some really good pumps. I don't know if any green ones in here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, Uranus. This is like, I pointed this out, that Uranus is one of the few in my list that has been pumping, like getting some extreme pumps recently. That has nothing to do with AI, right? It's just Uranus. Uranus just is the mascot of the Jupiter swap. So, and it's up to a 50 million market cap. I remember like last week doing a live stream and it was like a 23 million. Look at that. That's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Code Man, LFG, Avant is doing, yeah, Avant is doing well as well. Okay, yeah. Avant is doing well is not AI, right? Avant is a DEX. Yeah, I have heard about that. And I looked into it, and I think it's already pumping. So something like that. I think I said I missed it. Support and resistance. What is that in relation to the charts, to the people, to what I was saying about the market, what everybody thinks is going to happen? I don't know. Support and resistance. But yeah, AI 16Z. I'm glad to see that damn thing revived. I have been putting in. Oh, this is my Kaspa. Oops. Power law. Speaking of which, it's crazy. I, as far as I know, was the first person to create a Kaspa power law chart. Way back, probably 12 months ago. I don't know, because I couldn't find anyone who was asking all over the place if there was a Kaspa power law chart. Everybody said no, there was just the rainbow chart. So I'm like, okay, there's this famous Bitcoin power law chart, and let me create a Kaspa power law chart. And going back to the first question here, Kaspa's price in the coming run up. Around a year ago, when I hovered the cursor over to November of this year, so we were like a year out already, and max resistance for Kaspa was $1.80. Now, because this Kaspa power law chart is dynamic, it's considering that it has plummeted in price, and it says max resistance for November, which is like next month or literally next week, right? Is like 95 cents, depending on the date we hover on. So 99. So that's max resistance. So that's the idea that we're gonna get an insane pump, which I don't even think is likely to even get to just the power law level, which is it's hard to just hover on a particular date. So let's say this is November 28th. So let's say November 28th, I'm hovering over right now, and it is 29 cents. So this chart thinks that a normal price for Kaspa in November, and the end of November, is 29 cents. So we'll see what happens. But it also thinks that the minimum price that it could be in the end of November is 5 cents. So I have no idea. We have no idea what's going to happen. We have no idea how the pumps are going to be. And I think it's probably at the lower end of that. Maybe not 5 cents, but probably not 29 cents. But maybe. Well, this chart seems to think that it's a normal prediction. So we shall see. It's Kaspa support and resistance. Yeah, I get you, but I don't know what the context was in relation to what I was saying. But I hope this is sort of on the money. the max resistance and support. Yeah, so this is you reminded me of that, and I happen to have the Kaspa power law chart open. But I was going to go to my list right here. This is my list right now that I said I was going to be working on and expanding it out, because I previously only had this list from last year in the last run-up. And I'm starting to plug in the coins that have been found this year in my community, either by me, my original advanced bot called the Insider Alert, and this one is found by the Dex Alert. So these are some of the multipliers that me and my community have been doing this year. And there's a whole hell of a lot more. Obviously, you guys know we're famous for getting MYX and doing a 550X. Tutorial on BNB, did a 94X. Both of those were in September. Obviously, right now, did like a 28X on Giggle that I just spoke about. So all of that is not here, right? We also did recently like a 27X on Matt Fury's Disco from the very bottom from when it launched, or like a week later when it retraced and right up to the top. So we have like tons and tons of plays they're going to be making us rich and be making you rich too if you click that link in the description below, because there's not much time left. If things start pumping like next week, like on Wednesday, during, after the rate cut, then yeah, we're going to be pumping. So, and it could be a retracement. I've been selling, I've been swing trading, I've been selling a whole bunch today and yesterday, with the idea that we're going to go back down maybe in a couple of days, whether it be tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday. And I might be able to buy back in and build my bags and increase the amount of tokens that I have in my bags. And then see, we're going to fly again on, what is it, Wednesday? What's the 29th? Yes, it's Wednesday. Okay. So, yeah. When we get it dipped to enter. Got it. Yeah. So it is, it's at the pump right now. It's at a lot of things are pumping. There are very few things that they're not really pumping, but they should be. Now, like I said, I don't know how many, I just, since September, I've called and, my bots have called a good like 20 or 30 plays, and maybe a third of them are still down from the flash crash. And they're getting ready to pump. Some of them are creeping up. They're getting up there. Ever so slowly. And they have good backing for the most part. They have good backing, a lot of, good investors and so on. The idea is that they're going to pump like hell, just like Giggle just did. Giggle Fun. And I mean, I can't wait. See something shoot up, do a 10x or 20x or even 100x or whatever it is. Cash out, take profits, rotate into the next one. Keep on and just keep on going up. And eventually, before you know it, you're trading in the tens of thousands of dollars and so on, or whatever it is, or hundreds of thousands even. It gets big fast with these type of multipliers. What's going on? What else we got? I think Kaspa will reach 60 to 75 cents in the next 2 to 4 months. I don't know if it will. It might. It isn't out of the question, but I think it's unlikely. But it's probable. It's unlikely, but it's probable. You never know what's going to happen. Now we need we really need that government shutdown to end. That's what we really need. So we need those ETFs to start bringing money into the market, and we need those things to pump so it creates buzz, so that other people start hearing about crypto and they start FOMOing into it. So we'll see. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, happy Saturday. How are you feeling? Midweek pump next week? I think so. I think that we could retrace a bit, maybe on Monday, just before the rate cut, which I hope, so I can buy back in to all the things that I've sold the last couple days and build my bags with more tokens. Speaking of which, sometimes I leave you guys with one of my videos that I've made in the past, one of those, intensely edited videos. I push a button and I start one of those videos. But I'm going to leave you guys with a video that I made just a few days ago. No editing, no crazy hyper editing that took like weeks to do into this production, budget and everything, all this nonsense. But, well, not nonsense, but I have been getting a lot of feedback about the video that I made just like 3 days ago. A lot of people sending me messages, whether it's privately or maybe some in my group, and just DMing me saying that video about swing trading was really, really helpful. So I guess in the end of this, I'm going to push a button and I'm going to play that video, which is 20 minutes. And if you saw it already, then, you can just sign out of the stream. If not, it is very helpful. A lot of people keep telling me that they never thought that way about trading crypto before. Like this, like they've been illuminated. Somebody in my group said these, I think, what did he say? Who was it? Was it Chris? Somebody said that they've already been doing it. and like double the size of the bag or something like that, or something. I don't know, but yeah, the way you can just you sell high, you buy back in, you sell high, you buy back in again, but you completely ignore the fact that you might be below your initial buy. That's really the whole concept behind it. And you should not be looking at dollar amounts in any way, because it really hinders you. It's like you get this psychological, like, I don't know, suppression. It keeps you down. And eventually over months, you're like waiting and waiting and waiting for it to go back up because you're so far below your initial buy. You're underwater, and it gets depressing. And a lot of people just bail out of crypto because of that. But yeah, I'll leave you with that video. And the alt season incoming. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get into this list in a second. My half and half iced tea. Give me a buzz. No alcohol, but give me some caffeine. So yeah, let me get into this in a little later. So crypto bubbles. So yeah, I was just looking through everything. Clanker, the native asset of. Do I even have that here? No, right? So yeah, we're let me surges over 110% in 24 hours. Yeah, we've been crushing it with Clanker recently. Hold on. Coin market cap. Yeah, the whole AI narrative is here. This is like it's going to be heating up, and hopefully it just like takes off and just Clanker, that's token bot. So I called this way back, like beginning of the year. Look at that right here on the side or so. Let's do the monthly. This is crazy over the last do I need to resize this? Okay, yeah. Over the last week, like look at it. It's crazy, right? It's out of this world. So Clanker, a single token of Clanker is $112. I call it around $20, but I was like way back. So we're just about to beat its all-time high. Look at that over here. So hopefully this goes soaring way past its all-time high, and I believe it can. So if you guys want to get in, you know, I don't know, we might want to get in. It's still pumping. I don't know if you want to let it retrace first, but we'll see. Or if you want to get in on things like this, that's why you got to click that link in the description below and join the best community on the planet. Yeah, this is killer. I mean, I think this is going to go to 1 billion, so we're going to get another 10x after this. We'll see. I think it'll be easy billion. This AI narrative is going to be awesome. Yeah. AI token surge. As markets consolidate, AI tokens are quietly performing. This is from yesterday. Today is the 25th or 20. Yeah, okay, this is from 2 days ago. Yeah, so render Tau or up. Yeah. I think that we are going to be seeing amazing pumps with AI. And we're seeing like realistically, I think the pumps we're getting right now, like more or less peanut pumps. I mean, I'm just good. I'm taking profits. I'm going to be swing trading, but I mean, I think everything is going to be like this, and it's going to keep on going and keep on going. So this is up 331% for the week. I think in the long run, you're going to see this up like 600 for the week. Week after week and so on. Well, maybe not this one, right? Because who knows? Maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll do another 600% next week. That would be freaking awesome. But yeah, we'll see. You never know. Decentralized AI starts with Tau. Yeah, I think that we're gonna be flying. Oh, I found this. This is I would like edit this and put in like XR. I would put 2030. Now you guys know me in 2030. I've been saying that by 2027 Kaspa is gonna shine, and we're gonna get our bull run top in 2027, and it's just gonna be another run up right now. And that's what we're gonna see, like a $20 or $30 Kaspa in 2027. But it's kind of funny though. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna erase this XRP. I don't have. I mean, what could XRP do in 5 years? I mean, could it get to $10? Yeah, maybe $12. I just don't see it pumping too much, just because of their tokenomics. Tokenomics. I just keep dumping their tokens, so the price can never really increase pretty good. But I do know. I want to research that too, to know specifics about XRP, because I know that there's eventually going to be a point where there's no more supply left for the insiders to dump. So when that happens, you can see some good price action. But maybe that will happen by 2023. But we'll see. We'll see. This is funny.
No extra stress, no extra worries.
I don't want to yeah, I don't want to so Bitcoin holder, I don't want there be like a copyright warning because of music. I've seen that happen in live streams. I just put on a video that I found on Instagram. So I don't know if this is going to be true anymore, because I think we're going to be flying right now, Bitcoin holders, which is true for Bitcoin holders, but I think that we're going to be doing pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Yeah, it looks like we're going to close with a weekly with a green candle for the week, which is tomorrow. Hopefully we keep pumping tomorrow. We don't get something really bad happen. Yeah, let's leave. Yeah. Yeah. Crypto in October. I don't think that's true anymore. As of like the last couple of days, I don't think that's true anymore. Well, we'll see how we close out the month. I don't think that's true anymore. unless something like this happens. Now, this is why I want to get into this is a little weird. So you can see here, these are the probability. This is the probability of an interest rate cut on the 29th. So last week we had a 5.2% chance of a 50 basis point cut on the 29th, and 94.8 of the regular 25 last week. Yesterday we had a 1.9% chance of a 50 basis point cut. You see, it was going down. And then today, for some reason, we have 0% chance of a 50 basis point cut. And now we have a 0.4% chance of no cut. So, bruh. I don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're just going to get our 25 basis point cut, so we should be okay. So we shouldn't have a bad October. Now, if we do get no cut at all, we're probably going to have a very bad October. Things will just crash. It would be like the October 29th crash of the stock market. And what was it? No, I'm thinking of the wrong date. So that's 1929. I'm thinking not October 29th. But it was October, I believe. Anyways, whatever. That's history. That's part of history. What else we got going on? 19 billion crypto crash opens door to 200K Bitcoin in 2025. So people are still looking for 200K Bitcoin in 2025. Yeah, so I'm saying if we do get that 200K Bitcoin before the end of the year, then we're probably going to get a pretty good Kaspa. We're going to get that 70 cent Kaspa or something like that. So fingers crossed. It'll be perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so the $19 billion market crash paves the way for Bitcoin's rise to 200K, says Standard Chartered, which is a large scale, institution, a bank or so on. I think they're based out of the UK. They think apparently they believe that Bitcoin is on track to reach 200K by the end of the year. And they say it's because of the flash crash, which could be true. But I mean, I don't think there's going to be another flash crash like a lot of the market is saying. So, unless there's no rate cut, and then then the entire market is going to be right. They're going to be like, I told you so. If there's no rate cut, then we're going to crash, because they're saying that next week we're going to have another crash again. So we'll see. Why is cash pumping today? I don't know. Is there a particular reason? I mean, is it everything is pumping. Right? I mean, everything is pumping. Why not? Kaspa is so low. It found a bottom so low that why not? Why wouldn't it pump from its extreme bottom when everything else is pumping? Now, there could be a reason too. If there is, somebody dropped me a message in the chat. But yeah, I mean, this is looking good. This is like most charts look. Most of the charts that look that I've probably taken profits on at least 10 coins over the last 2 days, maybe more. I'm not sure, but yeah. So yeah, because I'm swing trading, and it's really good because there's been ups and downs on separate coins. Because yesterday I was taking profits on some coins, and then today I wake up, they've already gone back down again, and I'm able to buy back in, right? And then at the same time, I start selling others because others have gone up. So, I mean, I love when that happens. It's not like a single day where, okay, today I'm only buying, or the next day is like, today I'm only selling. I love it when I'm able to just buy back in, and then like immediately afterwards sell other coins. That's just like such a, man, the feeling. Yeah. It gives me power. It makes me feel like this guy.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. And he says, Darth Sidious, he says, soon I will have a newer princess, one far younger and more powerful. I love when he said powerful. Yeah, that's just the geek in me, right? Yeah, we should be doing good. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, look at this. $10. Well, it's funny. Yeah, if you put in really a small amount, even $10 can make you a killing. Like just yesterday, I put in $15 onto a new AI agent, and it's just like today, it's exploding. There's this God candle like 3x or something. It's just and the potential for it is probably. I mean, what was it? Oh, it was like, if it was a 1 million market cap, I mean, what if it does like 100x? And if you 100x, $15, and if you swing trade it along the way, you're not getting 1,500. You might turn that $15 into 3,000. It's like one of the things I explained in my video I'm going to leave you guys with today, the one that everybody's been sending me messages about, that swing trading video I made a few days ago. Like the Midas token, like I was like, I kept on going up and up and up, and I kept on cashing out, and I just kept on increasing my average every time I put in the sell order. What else we got going on? Crypto whale with 100% win rate. 100% win rate. Opens a $47 million long on ETH as another 84 million in longs awaited to be fulfilled. So yeah, this is interesting. for the most part, I would agree with him. I don't think there's going to be a need to short. I think that everybody who's saying we're going to crash is wrong. But we'll see. We'll see. So it probably means good times are coming. Good times are coming. And then we get to chill. Me and my group get to chill in one of these right here. These are my favorite 2 yachts. Like I've shown these already in a couple of live streams. This is like absolutely amazing. I'm gonna find another one. I like to switch them out. But yeah, these are like absolutely amazing. I don't even know if this is real. It just looks like AI. It's just like so perfect, but it could be. I don't know if you can zoom all the way into. Yeah, it could be real. Yeah. Yeah, this is good times are coming. They are coming. Besides, you gotta remember to click that like button, guys.
Speaking of being friendly, did you know that the most friendliest thing that you can do today is to give that like button a pound? Seriously, I'm looking for some new friends, and if you want to be my friend, just hit that like button. I'm like the friendliest guy on the planet. Trust me. And by the way, if you don't like this video, give me a thumbs down so I can track you down and beat you senseless.
Yeah. This is something is not related to crypto, but this is obviously, you know, like I was just explaining that recently, that my background, you know, from my father's country is the Dominican Republic, and people have this like perception that it's a third world country, and like, look at it. Yeah, this is yeah, it's like I always hear that. It's kind of crazy. And they say that now the GDP is at a point where it can no longer it's not possible to be considered a third world country. But right now there's a really bad hurricane over there. I just happened to see this, but all the videos are like there's this hurricane. It's the National Hurricane Center, right? Just do a little sidetrack tangent. There's this hurricane, was a tropical storm that it's been staying there for like a week. You know, like usually they travel away. It's crazy, right? So finally it's scheduled to travel away, but it's just been staying there, hovering around, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, going in circles in the same place, and just raining on everybody. It's crazy. So you can imagine the videos are coming out of there right now. Just nonstop rain. But yeah, crazy. Sorry, where was we? Where were we? So, Bitcoin maximalist. Yeah. Yeah, it says gullible meme coin guys. I don't know about that, because you can make a ton of money with memes, right? So former gold guys, I agree with, right? Former gold guys. Real estate pros, yeah, I agree with. You know, although people can make a killing if they focus on real estate, but yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, Bitcoin and crypto outshines former shitcoiners. Yeah, it depends on the coin. I don't know if you know, like, what is a shitcoin? A shitcoin, I don't know. I guess it would be like a lot of hate right now if I say that Kaspa is resembling a shitcoin at the moment, right? In terms of the tech and what it's got going on and its potential, no, definitely not. But as I always used to say, people used to complain, you know, Kaspa's a stable coin. Kaspa's a stable coin. I was like, shut up, man. Everybody's saying Kaspa's a stable coin. Kaspa's a stable coin. But that classification, like, what is a shitcoin? I mean, I would say that, again, a lot of hate. XRP, right? Because insiders keep dumping on retail, and the thing can never pump. So what is a shitcoin? Yeah, XRP would classify as a shitcoin. The market cap is huge, but you just can't really grow too much because they keep on dumping on the community. What's happening with Kaspa right now? I think Mexi has a huge portion of the supply, so they are the ones that are making that happen for Kaspa, right? Because if a Kaspa pumps, they start dumping and keeps the price lower. But eventually that's going to run out. Eventually, you know, Mexi's Mexi is not going to be a concern anymore because there's only so much they can dump, right? So former traders. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Former traders. Stock traders? Former stock traders? Yeah, I don't know. But in general, the basic theme of this meme is that, yeah, crypto is where it's at. And former TradFi guys, definitely, yeah, I agree with that. I don't understand what former traders means, unless that means stock traders. Former shitcoiners, maybe. Gullible meme coin guys? I don't think so. Think about it. I'm pretty damn happy to be in Toshi, right? We've already made some really good games with Toshi. I plan on making some good games with Jerry the Turtle. I mean, realistically, me and my community already did a 20x, right? Because we found Jerry the Turtle at a 1 million market cap and it pumped to a 20 million market cap. And I'm hoping it's going to pump to like a 200 or 500 million market cap, but we'll see. What else we got going on? So, yeah, I got this list here. And yeah, so I put Jerry the Turtle in there. So we found Jerry the Turtle. We found Jerry the Turtle like really early. Dog and Me. Did a 10x on Dog and Me. Now the story behind Dog and Me is that the reason why I was looking for a dog on base that might be the first dog to be listed on Coinbase. And I was like, okay, Coinbase finally listed Toshi. And you know, there has to be a dog they're gonna list. So I was like, I found at least 4 probable dogs, and Dog and Me was one of them. And then when Dog and Me listed, we did some amazing pumps. So yeah. Other ones, this is Lorenzo Protocol. Lorenzo Protocol is at a steal right now, guys. Anybody not in my group who wants free alpha? Right? Doesn't want the amazing gains, but wants some gains. Right. Lorenzo Protocol. I bought this at the same time. I called MYX. We did a 550x on MYX, so this was more or less right around the same time. And I think it's going to pump. It just did a huge pump, literally just yesterday. You know, this was just huge this week, or this month, right? This was for the month, right? And then now, just a couple of days ago, it's retracing. So I think that it's good for quite a few X's. For those of you too cheap to join, at least you got some alpha right here. This is Lorenzo Protocol. So far from my original call, we did a 6x, which you can probably very well. Hold on. Yeah, so you're almost back down to where I called it, are we? No, can't be. I don't know, with the market cap, I think I called it. It was like more like 20 million or something, but hold on, let me see this. I don't know. I'll figure it out next time. There's so many calls. Yeah, make sure you click that link in the description below. I still you still can get in on an amazing, absolutely fabulous discount for the lifetime. So like I said, you know, I've been raising prices to become up to in sync with some of these other communities that charge tons of money, like $200 a month and so on. Oh yeah, I get I had this long time situation where people were telling me that I should be charging more than $50 a month, or at least $50 a month, or otherwise I'm going to get a bunch of idiots who think that they can become a millionaire within a month. And I've always said that I've got a pretty damn good community. I mean, like I haven't had anybody complain. You know, I think maybe it's just because people get in and they see all the calls and they see tons of good calls, and, you know, then they were like, okay, I want to switch over to the lifetime or something like that, or from the monthly to the yearly. So I've had some really good people in my community, in my group. And then it's really funny. So when I finally made the decision, I'm like, okay, it was October, you know, it was right before the flash crash. So October 10th. And I was going to raise my prices dramatically, like to $79 a month, just, you know, that weekend. So October 10th wasn't a Friday. So some guy joins, mind you, like I said, everybody's been telling me that I'm going to get idiots joining if I charge less than $50 a month, who think they're going to be a millionaire in 30 days. Somebody joins on October 10th, which is arguably the worst day in all of crypto history, the day of the flash crash, where we went to bear market levels in like a 5-minute candle. You know, it's like, so the worst day of crypto history, he joins. Homeboy joins. And then 2 days later, he cancels his subscription and requests a refund. And he gives the explanation is that there aren't as many calls as implied by the creator or something like that, as thought, and as implied, aren't as many good calls as implied by the creator. So he's expecting to get in on October 10th, the worst day in all of crypto history, and he's expecting to become a millionaire in 2 days. I was like, yep, this is what everybody's been telling me about. I got to charge more than $50 a month. So it was already in my plan, so I raised it. This is kind of funny. But like I'm saying, you guys, if anybody's not already in the community, then yeah, you've still got an amazing discount available for the lifetime. And what else am I talking about? Yeah. Not only do we have all these amazing bots, there's like scan thousands and tens of thousands of tokens every day and everything about them, but you know, we have this swing trading software that I've been talking about, help us swing trade. You know, it keeps track of our averages and yeah, I mean, it just makes us tons and tons of money. It's just really awesome. Like I don't know what I do without it at this point. Like, what the hell would I do without it? So yeah, just keep on building the size of your bag, right? What else we got here? Let me close this. Newly pardoned Changping Sound. Yeah. Have you guys heard about this? The CZ is going to debate Peter Schiff about gold versus Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know what this guy is going to say about gold. I mean, I don't. Yeah, the funny thing is, I was looking all around I heard that this guy Peter Schiff has a course where he actually accepts Bitcoin as payment. So I'm like, what the? It's just kind of funny. But yeah. I don't know. That'll be interesting. Do we know when this is going to happen? Now that I think about it, I don't know when it's going to happen. But as of the time of this writing, what I just say, there's not an agreed upon or specific time for the debate. Okay. Yeah, cool. Cool. Like I said, guys. Yeah, you know, that's you're getting some of this free alpha, but if you want to get in, like you know, some of these coins, if I tell you about it after we've already done a 10x, you know, and then it does another 10x, that means you can do a 10x if you're just watching my channel for free, you're not joining the group, but that means my members have already done 100x, you know. So you know, like with Giggle, right? With Giggle, we're at like a 28x. I didn't start talking about Giggle until we were at like over a 10x or something like that, right? Same thing with all of these, like with Pythia. I did a 28x on Pythia. That thing just kept on pumping like over the summertime. So got in on that really early. Here, let me go to that right now. Pythia. So this is like there's a company behind this token, a company that specializes in making AI communicate with your brain or something like that. But they're in a major retracement right now, right? Which is fine because we've already made a ton of profits. So yeah. So yeah, like saying, like my bots, we capture everything early, just analyze everything, all their activity, you know, what they're doing on X, what type of backing they have, you know, their wallet holders, things like that. One thing, so this is the first time I've actually entered a call from one of my other bots outside of the insider alert into this screen here. So this is Wallet Connect. This is, you know, like Wallet Connect, you go to the website, connect your wallet, you know, it's there. So they created a token. And this Dex alert found it before it was actually live to the public, right? So it just scans tens of thousands of tokens, you know, and we found it in the pre-launch phase when it wasn't listed on the centralized exchanges yet. It only had the insiders to you know, to buy into it. So we essentially became an insider in those 5 days. So that's another perk of my community. You know, we're just getting crazy early on things, you know? So, by far, I've already, in terms of the software and the tech that I have, I'm the best community. I have the best community out there. And like I say, if you disagree, send me a message. Send me a message on X. Tell me the name of the community you think is better than mine. You get $1,000. First person to find me a community that's you know, does the stuff that I do, yeah, you get an easy $1,000. Plus, I've just found out, as of my other live stream, I just realized if you look at the YouTubers and you divide their number of subscribers by the number of people in their paid groups, nobody comes near my ratio, right? You get YouTubers with like 30,000 subscribers and they only have like 100, 120 paid members, where I have 100 and I only have 2,000 subscribers. So it's got to tell you something. But anyways, guys, I am going to leave open that video. That video that I said that's very helpful, that's been very helpful, has gotten a lot of feedback. People sending me a message saying they never thought about trading crypto like that, and it's really opened their eyes. And they've already, even over the last few days, they've been putting it into practice. I'm going to be here. I'm going to put the video like up here if you guys want to send me a message in chat or anything like that in the meantime. But other than that, yeah, let me just let that video play. If you've already seen it, you can sign out and I'll catch you guys later. But yeah.
What's going on, you guys? So today I'm going to be talking about,
Put this on mute.
Those of us who buy into a token at a certain level, at a certain price, and then after we buy into it, it just keeps on going down, 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 right? And some of you folks out there, you get it really hard on yourselves. Sometimes you know, it demoralizes you or things like that. But the question is like, what do you do? Now, today I had two different people at different times of the day talk to me about Advantis being in the same situation with Advantis. And then a few hours later, somebody in my group mentioned to me being in that situation with Kita. So here's the scenario, right? So you try to get in with Advantis, but like, oops, you know, it just pumped. Like, I missed it, but let me wait till it retraces and then I want to get in. So you get in like right around here, right? And then it keeps going down, down, down. And before you know, you're down here, right? Now, same situation with Kita, right? You get into a Kita, maybe it's around here, maybe it's around here. But then one thing leads to another, the weeks are passing by, maybe a couple months, and then you notice you're going down, down, down. So what I like to do is I like to swing trade my way out of that situation. And I think it's rather fun, to be honest. Once you know how to play the game, this becomes rather fun. Even when you're underwater, you can just get yourself out of it. So, let me switch to this document that I just pulled up. Let's say you're in a situation where you spend $1,000 for 1,000 tokens of something, right? Kita and Advantis are pretty good examples, right? Because they both are, I guess, were at a level of like $1 per token, right? Now they're like 50 cents or whatever, right? But so you spend $1,000 for 1,000 tokens of any particular coin, doesn't matter what it is. And then you notice a few weeks later that that bag of 1,000 tokens is now worth $500, right? So it's 50 cents per coin. So what I do is I wait for a pump, right? I wait for a pump. I wait for it to surge. Now, let me switch back. So let's take us over to the 7-day chart for both of these, right? Both Kita and Advantis. So let's say you're down here, you're depressed, you're like, I'm underwater, right? And then it starts pumping. And then you sell some of it. I would sell 10%, right? Let's say 10% chunks. Same thing. You're down here with Kita, right? And then you want to sell. And then, you're going to sell a certain amount, even though like you're way down, right? Because right now it's like, okay, it's only 52 cents, right? 56 cents, right? That means you're way, way below your initial buy, right? But look, you got to look at it like this. If it goes down to this level, let's say down here, right, 28 cents, you have to understand that that is your new bottom, right? If you go back to this particular document right here, if you're in a situation where you spend $1,000 for tokens, they're worth $1 each, but now they're worth 50 cents each. You have now arrived at your new bottom, and you have to play the game from there. So you got to learn how to play the game. So what do? You have to understand that your absolute goal is nothing to do with dollar amounts or money. Your goal is number and quantity of tokens, right? As long as you're in a good project, you got a high conviction on it because it has all the attributes of being a good project. It has the backing sometimes if it's a layer 1. Sometimes if it's a meme coin, it has docs devs. It has the marketing team. It has the listings on a centralized exchange. It has everything to be a good quality project that's going to pump when we get to the top of the cycle or top of the bull run or maybe top of the next run up, right? It's going to increase because your goal is to turn that $1,000 into 10,000, right? So not only 10,000, your goal essentially could be, higher than that, but let's just give it that, let's give it that 1,000% increase. So your goal is to turn that $1,000 into $10,000 in the long run. So how do you do that? If you're at the bottom, you've reached your bottom, and then suddenly it's a green day, you got some good news in the market. Trump says he's willing to make a deal with China, and things suddenly turn green, right? So what happens next? Then you sell a 10% chunk, right? Sell in 10% chunks, and then you wait for it to go back down again because it will. It always does. If you look at the charts, it always does. You sell and you buy back in, and then when you use the money that you use the money that you've just sold, right, to buy back in. You buy more tokens. So now when you buy back in, you no longer have 1,000 tokens. You have 1,050. Now, in terms of dollar amounts, you're still underwater, right? You're still underwater, but every time you swing trade, you increase the quantity of your tokens, right? So even though you're selling at a lower price than your initial buy back then, you're selling at a lower price than your initial buy, but you're using that same amount of money to buy back in, and then you increase the quantity of your tokens in your bag. So in the long run, you might end up, if you keep doing this week after week, month after month, you might actually double the size of your bag in terms of token amount. So if you get that 1,000% increase when in the top of the bull run, when your expectation was to turn that $1,000 into $10,000, but now you have double the amount of tokens, right? So that $10,000 is actually going to be worth $20,000. So, and then you got to look at it from many different angles. So for example, let's say you don't get the 1,000% increase. Let's say you only get, like, at the top of the bull run, it's a 300% increase. So that $1,000 would essentially turn into $3,000. But because you've been swing trading it and you've increased the size of your bag and the overall quantity of tokens in your bag, and then let's say in this case, because you've been doing it consistently, you've doubled the size of your bag. So instead of 3,000, it's 6,000. Now, the reason why I say that you shouldn't look at the dollar amounts, you should look at the quantity of tokens and the actual increases, right? Your goal is the quantity of tokens, right? And the way you play the game to make this actually fun, I don't know, I just find it fun, is to trade based on percentage and increases. You look at the percentage and your goal is to increase the quantity of tokens. So if you want to look at it from a different point of view, let's say you're dealing with different amounts of money. You didn't spend $1,000. You put down $10,000, and your goal is to make it to your goal is to make it to 100,000, right? But then you've been swing trading it, and when you finally get that 1,000% increase above your initial buy, instead of making that $100,000, you got $200,000. This is how smart money works. A lot of people, they get trapped into this, and sometimes when you don't put down that much, and then let's say, for example, you only put down $100. You put down $100 and your expectation is to 10x it, and you got, you're going to get to $1,000. So then you're like, then you just leave it there. It goes down. Now the $100 bag is worth $50. You're like, it's not worth it, right? But no matter what, you have to think how you're going to get to the point where you're trading tens of thousands of dollars if you don't play the game. You have to play the game in order to get that increase. So you spent only $100. You watched it go down to $50, but now you're swing trading it, and it increases to, in the long run, it'll increase not to $1,000 but $2,000 in this scenario. Right? There could be much better examples than this, but I give you some real examples, some examples that I've had done recently. So the Midas token. Midas is a brand new token. I think it came out end of August or something like that. Throughout the month of September, it was pumping like hell. It was pumping. I started pumping. I sold 10%. And then it kept going up. It's okay. I can't buy back in because I can, obviously it's higher than when I sold. The objective is to sell high, buy back in low. Sell high, buy back in low. Sell high, buy back in low. Just keep doing it over and over again. But with the Midas token, I sold 10% of my bag. It kept going up. A few days later, it kept going up. I sold another 10% for the second time. It kept going up. So then I sold another 10%. The days and the weeks started passing by. Then it started consolidating. I'm like, damn, the price is still below my average sell price, right? Because now I'm selling multiple times. I have to average out those sales, right? And the current price is still higher than my average sell price. I need the current price to be lower than my average sell price, right? But then it consolidated, traded sideways for a while. Then it kept going up again. And then I sold 10% again. And then it kept going up. And I sold 10% again. Meanwhile, I had 5 different sell orders selling Midas. And then finally, just like not even like I guess it was like not even 7 days ago, maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, I finally bought back in because it finally came back down, right? So the price went below the average of those 4 sell orders. And then I bought back in and I was able to increase the size of my bag, increase the number of tokens in my bag. Now, this is just a situation. I was never underwater with Midas. I'm just telling you what happens when it just keeps going up, even though you sold 10%. I usually like to do 10% chunks. That makes it easy, right? When all you do is just remove the number in the ones position, all the way to the right, and it's just boom, 10%. You can do 20%. Sometimes I do 20, sometimes I do 30. It all depends on the situation. But yeah, I mean that is one situation. And guess what, guys? Guess what? I only spent $50 on my initial buy with Midas, and I was doing these really tiny swing trades. But in the long run, it's my goal to turn that $50 into $5,000. You see what I mean? This is how you play the game. The game that's why we call them plays. You make a play on it. It's the game. And it's fun. It's actually fun. So it's no different from playing a video game or a board game or a game on the sidewalk or a game out in the woods. It's just a game. This is how you play the game. And when you start realizing it's fun and you know how to play the game, you start to get really good at it. All right? For me, it's just absolutely fun. Another good example, I did that 550X on a MYX, but right around the same time, I bought Tutorial on BNB. Now, Tutorial ran from, let's say, May up until in September. It kept going up and down, and I kept swing trading it. Right? And from my bottom up to its peak in September, it did a 94X. But because I kept swing trading it, it was more like I did a 200X. So, and I still haven't cashed out. I'm still riding the waves on that. And eventually I'm, going to walk away with a pretty nice bag, right? So, this is pretty much, let me go back to these, and the thing is, like, I get a lot of people in my group saying they never seen somebody trade like this. Like, some people have different problems in different situations. Some people, whether or not they get underwater in this type of situation, some people tell me that they get scared to sell. They see it pumping, they're in profits, and they see it pumping, and they get kind of greedy, and they don't know what comes over them, and they just don't sell, and they don't know why. And then they see it go back down, and then of course after that they get underwater. I've had people telling me the opposite, where it's they would sell when they just do a couple of multipliers, right? It's up like 200 or 300%, and and then they would sell again. They would sell everything after after like a 6X or so on, and then it keeps on going up. But they don't leave a certain amount in their bag. So I guess it's it's just a matter of just playing the game. Now I'll give you, for example. Now, let's say right here, this is Avantis, right? So you're down here. This is like literally this morning, like when I woke up in the morning, right? Or let's say last night, right around midnight. So you're down here, and then you see that it pumped like this. Look at that. That's a 57% increase over your bottom, because your bottom is down here. Even though, here, let's do like this. Even though your let's say your initial buy is up here, like right up here. Right, somewhere around here, your initial buy is like down over here, right? This right here is your bottom, and you have to work with that. And you see a pump of 57%. You see a pump 57%. Man, you gotta take profits. You gotta sell 10%. So let's say you sold 10% over here, and you see it keep on going up. Then you sell 10% again. You do it twice, right? And then now, your average is right around, let's say you sold here, then you sold here, so your average is right around here. Let's just switch the price. So So you say your average is like 63 cents now for that sell. And then, you know, now it's coming down. Now it's on a red candle. Now you might want to consider buying back in. So let's say, I don't know, let's say you sold once to make it easier for this, right? Let's say you sold here, right, at 71 cents, and you want to buy back in right now, and you want to measure this. Like, look where you're at. So you would be buying back in after a previous sell of 15% higher, right? So you're buying back in and you're acquiring more advantage tokens with the same amount of money that you just sold for. Let's say it was $100, right? You got $100, you transfer it over and whatever you're using, let's say you're using a wallet, you're swapping to the USDT, or for me, if I'm using a base chain, I swap to USDC, or if you're on Coinbase and you swap it over to cash or whatever it is, you have $100 now in dry powder that you just sold a portion of your advantage. Now you get to buy back in with more advantage and get more tokens than you previously had. In this case, what you would get, like, you'll get an extra, like, 50% of tokens. So you're like 1.5 token, whatever, you're increasing the size of your overall quantity of tokens. That's the goal. Same thing. Now, this is pretty cool. Now, this is awesome. Look, this is Kita. Now, I only got into Kita recently, right? But there are tokens where I get in early, like here. And let's examine this right here. So I would be like, okay, I'd be like going up, selling, right? And I watch my average and maybe I buy back in. I'd be going up. Just selling like multiple times on multiple 10% chunks along the way. Then it starts going down. I'm like, right? I'm going to let it go down. Maybe I want to buy back in over here. Now, the same thing. Let's say it goes down, right? Go down, like I buy back in. Now it's going up and I sell. Now it's going down again, right? And then, I buy back in. Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's still going down some more. I'm like, okay, it's going, let's say I bought back in, but now I have to wait because I have to wait for a pump. But it's going down. It's going down. Like when I previously bought back in over here. But I'm like, okay, this is not too good. But I don't care. I'm like, I'll just wait for the next pump. And boom, I found it again, right? Now it goes up and I start selling, right? And then I measure it, right? You see, say you sell, you got 18%, or it's like you keep waiting and you buy back in over here or something like that, right? It goes down, you keep on swing trading up and down. And you know what? You get a chart like this, you start with 1,000 tokens and you keep on doing this all the way through. Guess how many tokens you'd have by the time you get over here? Guess how many? You probably have like 2,000. If you did that from May, like I just told you with tutorial on BNB, if you did that on May, all the way out here, you'd have a lot more tokens than your initial buy. And like I said, the quantity, the dollar amount doesn't matter. The quantity of tokens is what matters. And if you're ever in doubt, just think about it like your smart money. You just put in $1 million, right? And then you're gonna keep on swing trading it. And it's like if you increase your dollar amount by 100%, I mean, you're making another $1 million. It's like you got to look at it in terms of how much would you value it if this was worth more money. Now, if you only put in $100 and your expectation is for it to get to $1,000. Then you're just like, oh, I don't care about it because that's not going to buy me a Lambo. It's not even going to buy me a really high-tech bicycle. You're like, I don't care. But how do you get to that point, right? How do you get to that point where you can turn that $1,000 into $2,000? And then eventually you're trading $5,000 and then eventually trading $10,000, things like that. So I mean, yeah, you got to play the game. And I think it's fun. I think it's totally fun. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you're not subscribed already, click.
That's right. That's right. Subscribe. Yeah, this is already a long live stream because I played that 20-minute video at the end of it. Now it's like an hour and 20-minute live stream. But yeah, guys, hope you found that video helpful. For anybody who didn't see it. And what's going on, Saeed? Yeah, I've already been on for a while. So I am going to be signing out now. Anybody out there, click that subscribe button, especially if you found that video helpful about the swing trading. Click the like button, click the share, and join that community. You know, click the link in the description below. Join a community that makes tons and tons of money. Tons of money so that you can become crypto rich and chill with me on a yacht that looks like this, right? It has, oh yeah, my thumbnail, right? Oh my God, yeah, a yacht, not only a yacht that looks like that, but, hold on. Not only a yacht that looks like that, but a, with girls that look like this on a thumbnail. Yeah, that's AI 16Z right there. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Oh, Negative Man, what's going on? Yeah, I'm about to sign out, man. Octaspace. No, I did not check out Octaspace. Yeah, have a good weekend to you too, man. I will catch you guys later.
Code monkey, code monkey.